Welcome for part 2 of the Drop Stitch Ruffle Infinity Scarf. In part 1 we had the instruction on how to do the drop stitch, half of it, and now we will continue with the ruffle side. Once again, here we are. I have done rows 1 through 4. And then I repeated them 10 times so that I have 11. So I will have 11 drop stitch sections. So I did row 1 through 4 11 times total. Now, what I failed to mention in part 1 was that once you get through your last repeat, and here it is, I still have my yarn overs still on from the last repeat of row 3, and I have purled row 4, so I'm here. You will need to repeat rows 1 and 2 one more time. So after I remove those, then I will knit a row and then purl one more row. And then I will do that now, and then I will meet back up with you. So here I am again. I have just finished my last repeats of row 1 and 2, but I still have my drop stitches. I was going to show again about pulling those out. You just gently tug, pull the stitches tight, especially that first one, and then at the top as well. They'll just kind of fit right into place. Now then, we are moving on to the ruffle part of it. Now then, we will, once again, I am using Red Heart Boutique Sachet, and once you open it up, it's this nice fishnet. You have the track at the top with the small holes. I tend to ignore that. I use the big holes right here is where I stick it on my pegs. Now then, I had mentioned in part 1 about the burnout twist and twirl. Here is it. See, it is a very finer mesh. Small holes. It does not have a track down each side or anything. So if you were using the burnout instead of either Red Heart or Hobby Lobby and Chrysalis, then you would need to, at this point, if you're using a Martha Stewart loom, you would need to change out your pegs for the small ones, or else you will not be able to get those over your pegs. Some of the higher end ones may be this way as well. I'm not sure. I've not worked with those. Or you could, if you know how to crochet, once you get to that point, you could always crochet your ruffles. Now then, we are going to open this up. You've got the bottom side, it's got the sparkles on it, and then the top side, so we will be using that side. Now I use every third hole. So I've got 1 down here, 2 and 3, and put it on that first one. And then 1 and 2 and 3, and then put it on the second one. So every peg has a loop, but you don't use every loop. You can use every 2 loops. It won't make it quite as frilly. It's your personal preference. So 1, 2, skip 2, third one goes on the peg. 1, 2, and you can use that top holes as well if your fingers are better than mine at getting the holes where they need to go. Okay, 1, 2, and 3 on that one, and I think I got that. Hopefully y'all saw that, and then I will knit it over, And on the next row, I will show you, because I have the tendency they want to come off, so I will show you another way to do that. There is that one, and then that one. Knit over each one. Sorry about that, got it too close to the camera. That one, and then that one. Now then, poke your ruffles down through there. Now, if you want all of your ruffles to be on the same side, then just keep your loops as they are on the pegs, and then just go back and forth. And with it being infinity style, if you're just draping it around your neck, having the ruffles on one side would not be a problem. But if you want to have the ruffles on two sides, you can also use this technique just to make a complete ruffle scarf without the other side of it being, just one long ruffle scarf. So, in order to get them on both sides, we will take the loops off of this side and put it onto the other side of the loom. Which makes using the long looms so handy on doing this scarf, because it makes your yarn overs so much easier than having to wrap your pegs. And then you can then do this technique to get the ruffles on both sides. See, now my sachet is sachaying over where it didn't need to be. There, that one is on that one. Pull it on down through. Turn your loom around, and there you go again. Same thing. This time I am going to knit over each one. Get it back where it needs to be, Renita. Okay, here we go. So I got 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to loop that on there. I'm going to go ahead and knit that one off and do each of them. Now my light's getting in my way. How did I do that? Okay. I am talented today. Now then, 1, 2, 3. Slip it on the peg. Knit it off. 1, 2, 3. Put it on the peg and knit it off. 1, 2, 3. Now I sound like a broken record. Knit it off. Although I guess in these days it would be not a broken record but a scratch CD. 1, 2, 3. Over. Knit it off, and then we got one more peg. See, this is why my fingers don't want to work right sometimes. Which is actually why I prefer, if I'm just doing a straight up ruffle scarf, make sure those don't loop over that back part. Put it down, poke it down through. See, now you've got ruffles on one side and, whoops, there we go, and the other on both sides. And now I forgot what I was saying. There we go. Welcome to my world. Now we will take the loops back over to the other side. If I don't get it too close to the camera. YouTube videos are still real new to me. I mean, I've been watching them for quite some time, but making them is something completely different. So bear with me while the quality is poor and I still don't know what I'm doing. There's that last one. And then we're back to the other side, flip it around, get ready to do the next row. You will continue in that manner until you get your ruffle side to match the length of your drop stitch side. And since, like I said, I still am new to making YouTube videos, I will make the finishing part in part 3. So I will finish up the ruffles, and then I will meet back with you with part 3 to join the two ends together to make it, and binding off for an infinity style scarf. Thank you.